All right, looks like we're here. That was my camera spooling and spooling and not working until I refreshed it. So hopefully we're here and we're working. We tested this yesterday, so it should work. If you are here, feel free to say hello. And I'm just gonna wait a minute, but hello and welcome. And we are live. We are coming to you live from the living room. And I am basically jumping off with both feet into a new business venture. Kind of new, kind of expanded. It's a little bit of both. And I will explain that. Let's see. Oh, opal. All right. Let's see. Live stream. I think I could even use more light next time. I think I'll do that. All right, I am going to get started here with my grand explanation of what this all is and what is going on and what I'm doing. And I will be explaining it to all of you. So the last couple of months, which you may or may not know, backing up a tiny bit further, January is when, at the height of, COVID deaths and infections, the school decided to reopen, despite there only being a couple months left until vaccines were available for teachers and eventually students. So I was not comfortable with that, and I was also not eligible for a remote option for teaching. That was very much limited according to like age and health, and do you have kids at home, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, they were working it on a point system, and I had like 1 point out of a possible 15. So I made the choice to take a leave of absence for the semester, and I have been working a lot on Twilight Attire, which is the business that I have had. It's kind of like a side passion, side gig for the last 20 years and a little bit. God, was I 19, 20 when I started it? Crazy. But so Twilight Attire has always been kind of like the name that I've used when making my costuming creations, when doing my my costuming blogs, when making things and presenting my work. I have little clothing tags and everything. I've sold things that I've made in stores locally, consignment, online, on eBay, on Etsy, on all over the place. And for the last 12 years or so, definitely more than a decade, I've also been selling a line of kinky accessories at the Tool Shed, which is the Tool Shed toy store. It's down just off of North Avenue, and it's adult boutique, and they are fantastic. And I mean, why work with somebody for that long if you don't think that they're great? So, so that is what Twilight Attire has been. Lots of Renaissance through Victorian era creations that I've done, steampunk things. I've done a lot of fashion shows. I was one of the creators in the 2015 Milwaukee Fashion Week for their couture and evening wear segment. And that was a lot of fun. So starting from there, that's always been like a side thing that's been going on, and really a passion of mine. So what I'm doing now is a combination. It's not just an expansion of Twilight Attire, although that is what it is, but it's not just that. So I have Twilight Attire, and I have redesigned the cards. I have no idea. Well, it's a little fuzzy, but basically I played with the layout. I played with the change the font and stuff. That is an existing card. What is new is that I've created an LLC, a parent company, to kind of like have Twilight Attire under the umbrella of. And it is called Twilight Ember. There, that distance seems to work. So this is on the other side. Twilight, you see what I did there? Oh, yeah. Okay, so Twilight Ember Education Services, LLC is the long, cumbersome name. Yeah. But what it entails is basically there are two legs to the Twilight Attire, Twilight Ember empire, right? So there's the product side of things where I'm creating Victorian and steampunk gowns. I'm making things. I'm posting the things that I've made on my blog, which is called Repleting History. That is not mine. I cannot take credit for that. Thanks, Alan. But Repleting History, which is a costuming blog that also talks about the social and cultural connections and implications of the fashion that I'm making, or connections that could be made. I know, fascinating. But Twilight Attire also includes the line of kinky accessories at the tool shed, and the expansion that I'm doing there in this product leg, this product line of Twilight Attire, is I am looking to expand to more stores, more adult stores in the Midwest for a start, because this is just me here. And so that is the expansion portion, and it's very exciting. There's also a few additional items if you decide to go to twilightember.com and see the product page. There are a few items that are in prototyping position as far as being offered, and I'm going to include and expand those items soon. The line that I have so far is available on Etsy, and the new products will be available there as well for regular pricing. I'm also the expansion is making my items available on a wholesale level to other stores in the Midwest region. So Twilight Ember is more the education and intellectual content side of things, offering classes, presentations, demonstrations, and things like video blogs and online live streams, Q&As. And what that is going to cover is not only my costuming history, which includes a lot of historical research and information into that aspect of things, but also from the experience over the last decade or so at the tool shed, offering those kinkery-based accessories and having the knowledge and the interaction in that community. So my classes will cover a number of topics, presentations, demonstrations that I have already presented at a number of venues. I have presented at museums, at libraries, at the tool shed, and at private events. And some of those topics have included corsetry, the history of Victorian underclothing, Victorian clothing in general, and that was pretty much contained to High Victorian and Late Victorian, because the Victorian period spanned quite a bit. And to try and get a talk about Victorian fashion into 1 hour would be a feat. So, because Twilight Ember Education Services is more focused on the education side of things, I decided to make that the parent company, kind of like balloon over everything. And Twilight Attire is the product leg, the product line, where I'll be having the items available through Etsy for sale and wholesale for different brick and mortar locations. Let's see. So I have a couple of the things. I already showed you my new and redesigned business card. So I have a cohesive new look. This is the Underbed 8-point restraint system that I have been selling at the Tool Shed for the last decade plus. This is a unique design. Usually you have an underbed system with four arms from a center ring of some sort, and that's fine. Except what I did is I structured mine like basically like a tic-tac-toe grid, and you've got the D-ring attachments at the top and bottom, and then you've got the D-ring attachments at the two sides, and those sides are actually adjustable. So if you have a smaller bed or up to a queen size, you can adjust that. Or if you just need the straps to be longer or shorter for whatever reason. So you have, there we go. You have 2 at the bottom, 2 on each side, and 2 at the top, which means what? A, if you are having fun times with a loved one and you decide that you were using these straps in one way, but you would like to now move into a different position or a different configuration, that you don't have to get up off the bed and move the straps all over the place to work with this new position. You can just move yourself because you have straps at basically every point. And because of the tic-tac-toe grid layout of the straps, the very fact of your weight being on the bed will keep those that grid from shifting. So there's multiple things at play there. And the strapping itself, I have one here. The strapping itself is seatbelt strapping, so it is incredibly strong, smooth, comfortable, easily adjustable. That's right. And also, this is exciting. All of my packaging has been updated. It is recyclable, environmentally friendly. This is this would go to the same location. It's a number 4 recycling that you would recycle grocery bags, plastic bags, and the underbed restraint system boxes are. This was my fault. This is not centered, but I have these stickers to go on the packaging. You notice how they work with each other. It's all common design. And she's got flame in her eyes. It's true. And you know why? You see, this is my English teacher connection coming out here. So Twilight Ember is called Twilight Ember because there is a quote by Plutarch, who is a famous philosopher, Platonist. I always want to say Platonian, but he was a follower of Plato. And there is a famous quote that is usually misattributed to, I'm not going to remember, but it was actually Plutarch. And he said that the mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be lit. And I always really love that because if you can kindle a passion for learning in someone, that will continue and that will take them through their life with a quality that's a lot higher than just facts. You do want facts in there, you do, but it's not just an amassing of factual information. It's the desire to know more, to learn and continue to improve and advance. So this is the other sticker. And this is for the cuffs and collars, which is the other primary item that I offer at the Tool Shed. And see, made in the USA, right here in Milwaukee. And I also have a little area here. They come in small, large, and in colors. And usually the small is big enough for the average wrist size, and the large is big enough for the average ankle size. Got you covered. All right. Awesome packaging. Yes, yes. Oh, I got distracted. Besides corsetry and Victorian underclothing, some of the other classes that I am offering include Victorian fashion. I have the information in the background to do classes on Renaissance fashion, specifically Elizabethan. Again, the Renaissance lasted quite a long time across a pretty wide variety of areas, and so the fashion, to just say Renaissance fashion, is expansive. But also the other areas include kink and BDSM, fetishwear. I have done classes on Kink 101, fetishwear, fetishwear at the tool shed. Let's see. If you know the term pervertibles, I included a segment on those. If you don't, look it up at your own risk. But I have here a set of the cuffs that I make. Now these are vegan because there are absolutely no animal products used. Washable. I mean, protect your washing machine if you put this in there, because that could bang it up. But completely washable. Sturdy welded D-rings. I have fleece lining for comfort, and adjustable to different sizes. So if you are on the edge of a large and small, you could adjust it and use this as a ankle cuff. Quick release buckles. And the style, the design has gone through a little bit of adjustment over time, but essentially the same. So that has been pretty consistent. Let's see. So yeah, I am plugging my collars and cuffs to different places, and my underbed restraint systems, and I am hopefully expanding, and then definitely I will be sewing a lot. So that is where we're going. Feel free to say hello or ask a question if you are wondering something. I see some people are coming and going, and I know that I probably covered something about the business expansion while you were not here. So if you have a question about that, feel free. Let's see. It has been kind of a wild ride. I mean, just updating all of the sites and design. Yeah, I got the new websites, the domain names, new graphics. Shutterstock is fun and a strange playland. I have little. Well, this is on. I made PDFs of this too, but I have on the back of my catalog PDF the most sweet thing. I mean, you know, because they're sweet. From the general manager at the tool shed. I have here a quote. It says, this is official. Our store has been working with Laura at Twilight Attire for over 10 years. From cuffs and restraints to custom garments, this is true. Her workmanship is always of high quality, and her order turnaround times are steady and reliable. As a buyer, I've worked with hundreds of suppliers and makers over the years, and I can always count on Twilight Attire to deliver. Laura has also worked with our store to develop unique products that meet the specific needs of our customers. This is true. Her friendliness, attention to detail, and willingness to go the extra mile make her stand out as one of our favorite collaborators. And that was Hudson who said that. Isn't that sweet? That's great. They are really awesome there. Let's see, where can we order or see your products and lists of services? Excellent question. You can go to Twilight Attire and you can see some of the things that I have made. You can go to twilightetember.com and you will actually be able to see the PDF, well, JPEG version of this catalog, and also the Etsy store is linked there. Etsy, it's under Twilight Attire, and the cuffs are currently up and available for purchase. I am going to be listing the underbed restraint systems there shortly too, but those are also available at the tool shed if you're interested in instant gratification. And basically on twilightetember.com, you can contact me directly if you're interested in a presentation, demonstration, or even an online class. I know there'll be some transition as we work to get completely vaccinated in a way that allows for in-person classes to start happening again. But if there's an outdoor venue, that would certainly be doable. I wanted to point out here, these are fun. These are double-headed cap rivets, and they go all the way through to the back, nice and smooth on the inside. This is why you don't use normal rivets, because the normal rivets, they look flat and they have the hole because they connect in that way. With the double-headed cap rivets, it's completely smooth and comfortable on the inside. And this is a nice fleece, nice and soft, because you want no unintentional discomfort. And the D-rings are welded. I do not suggest or recommend using these cuffs for suspension, or any cuffs, regular cuffs that are not intended for suspension, because if you are suspended, you are pulling. Here we go. You are pulling at an angle, and suddenly an angle that was comfortable like this is now going to be cutting into your skin and cutting off the blood flow. And it is just, it's not designed for suspension. The Twilight, yes. The tool shed does actually have a number of really fantastic suspension cuffs offered. So if that is something that you're after, then I would take a look at that. Let's see. A couple of the other items that I will be offering soon include triple fixation binder. Wasn't really sure what to call this. It is basically 3 straps with double-headed or with a rotating snap clip on an O-ring, and the idea is that you can connect a collar to 2 cuffs with these 1, 2, 3 straps. So if you imagine like a flux capacitor, yeah, that's an old reference. Huh? So it's basically you can snap on and then you're kind of stuck there. But you know, and it does bind you, but it's not actually a binder as we understand it. So I don't know, I'm playing with the name on that, but triple fixation, 3 points. An adjustable hog tie. So many times you see hog ties at adult stores, right? All of us do, right? So many times you see hog ties and they are on an O-ring and they are 4 straps, and each strap is about this long. So if you imagine, you know, someone being hog tied, you do have to have a certain level of flexibility to achieve that distance from the center. And so what I am making is an adjustable hog tie. So if you don't have that level of flexibility, you can have the straps at their full length. Or B, if you start at full length and you become more comfortable in that position, you could always tighten them up. And then the over the door bondage straps. So these are, again, this is suspension, so you want to have the appropriate cuffs. But basically, over the door, close the door, and you've got the welded D-rings there that you can, you know, have a little cuff play. Now, if you're not actually hanging off of it, you could certainly use regular cuffs. I mean, practically speaking. we are at just about half an hour. I was going to go somewhere between half an hour and an hour, depending on how many questions we had. But that is the overview. The overview is it's a new company, Twilight Ember, because we want to keep that ember burning, the fire of desire for knowledge, and that is the more classes, demonstrations, intellectual content end of things, and it is the parent company of Twilight Attire, which is the product end of things, which is including the costuming, original designs, and kinky accessories. All right. Well, thank you very much for everyone who stopped by and got the lowdown of what Twilight Ember is all about and how it involves Twilight Attire. All of those websites are up. I think there is one page on Twilight Attire that I need to finish, really, but everything is up and running. The Twilight Attire Etsy is up and going. I think that's it. So, and the Facebook page, which I will have updates. I will have some online classes here. Let's see, we have 3 people here. As far as topics, whether we're talking costuming or kinkery, is there anything that you would show up for, that you would like to see or hear about, that you have a question about? You can have a say right now. What would you like at first? I mean, the default plan was I was going to do a Kink 101 as the first one. But if anyone has a preference, you could have your very own question answered in the first Twilight Ember video log. Let's see. This is me looking at a non-existent watch. All right, Kink 101 it is. So like, subscribe, check out the Facebook page for Twilight Ember. If you follow, then you will get an update on when the Kink 101 video is going to be released, and you will get down on that before anybody else, because now you know. Thank you for coming on by, and hope to see you again soon.